What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So we're fast approaching the beginnings of the 2024-25 NBA season. And already we're seeing the usual suspects trying to tamp down expectations now for this season. Already. So Richard Jefferson, as we all know, is a great friend of LeBron James. Remember, it's the same guy that cursed in a live stream. LeBron bragged that, "Oh, you're not going to fire you. You're my friend." But anyway, he said something that I found ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Recently, on some ESPN program, I've lost count. I don't really watch ESPN like that anymore. One of these programs, I don't know what you call it. Is it NBA Countdown? Whatever one of these ridiculous platforms are. He said this ridiculous statement that the Lakers are 3 All-Stars away from title contention. Now, when I first heard this, I thought he meant that if you consider LeBron and AD All-Stars, they were just one other All-Star away from title contention. It's okay, well, that's not a ridiculous statement. But no, this dude meant they need 3 more All-Star caliber players to be in contention. 3 more. You talk about stacking, that's a whole deck and another deck, and then another deck. It's getting ridiculous. This is what he said.
So let me just say this. Realistically, we put way too much pressure on LeBron, the Lakers, and all this stuff because they are the Lakers. But to ask that question, in 2001, I came into the NBA, and so did Michael Jordan. So to ask Michael Jordan what they would need with the Wizards to win another championship, this is similar. Yes, Michael Jordan didn't have Anthony Davis, but ultimately you look at an incomplete team, an incomplete roster from the standpoint is they don't have enough dogs, and Perk is probably going to get in this. But I will say this. You look at the defending champions, the Boston Celtics. The Lakers are 3 All-Star players away, caliber players away from being on their level. 3 All-Star caliber players. That's how far the Lakers are away from being on the same tier as the defending champions. And the defending champions.
So you're saying the Celtics have 5
All-Star caliber players?
Yeah.
2
and
of
the Lakers only have 2. I'm just breaking it down to make sense.
Lakers are. You talk about Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, All-Star caliber.
Right.
Then you talk about White, All-Star caliber. All-Star caliber. Right. 2 of those guys run.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, what does it need to happen? Something miraculous that we don't know about. Jesus Christ could come down and play shooting guard
God is Spalding and Wolf.
I don't know what could happen, but I wish him the best. We'll be watching the whole story.
These guys are shameless, man. These guys are absolutely shameless. First of all, don't start tamping down expectations because LeBron's good buddy is now the coach. Because you guys use every opportunity to get Darvin Ham fired last year. Every loss was Darvin Ham's fault. Now, all of a sudden, the roster wasn't that great last year. So why was Darvin Ham pressured to win titles last year? LeBron doing all these ridiculous gestures, signaling to the sycophants that everything is his fault. When I say his fault, I'm talking about Darvin Ham. Got the man fired. Now, all of a sudden, because your guy's now the head coach, now everybody's supposed to tamp down expectations. I'd be goddamn if I do it on my channel. Hell no. Since he's so brilliant as a coach, since he's the smartest man in the goddamn room, since he can criticize the Hall of Fame coach Doc Rivers and act like he's a better coach, then I want to see this Hall of Fame goddamn caliber coach coaching next year. That's what we want to see. Okay? Now, also, wasn't this the same Laker team that they kept telling us, well, if they could just get past Denver, they can get to the finals. Denver's the problem. They can beat everybody else. So now all of a sudden they just suck. They're just a lottery team. What is this mess, man? Michael Jordan didn't have Anthony Davis. If you gave Michael Jordan Anthony Davis in 2002, they're going to the finals. Anthony Davis, wasn't he, when they acquired him, he's supposed to be the championship piece? Oh, we got Davis. We won the championship. Now you need another star. By the way, don't they already have D'Lo, who's sort of, pretty much, when he's kind of like all-star-ish? Because he definitely was an upgrade from Russell Westbrook, right? That's what y'all was saying. So you got D'Lo, you got LeBron James. Everybody keeps saying is still one of the top 5 players in the league, right? And you got Anthony Davis. So why do you need 3 other All-Stars? 3 other All-Stars? So look, I want to talk about the 93 Suns for a second, okay? Let's talk about the 93 Suns. So while the Bulls did have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and if you want to be real picky on it, yeah, the Bulls had Horace Grant, who was an all-star in 94, and B.J. Armstrong was an all-star in 94, right? But that Phoenix Suns team, who people keep trying to downgrade all the time, had Charles Barkley, who was not only a superstar, but the reigning MVP. They had KG, who was a perennial all-star before injuries ended his career too early. And they had Dan Marley, who was the 6-man. Was he the 6-man of the year winner that year, I think? I think he was. So those are 3 all-star caliber players right there, right? Then you had Richard Dumas, who before drugs derailed his career was getting Scottie Pippen comparisons. So he was an all-star caliber player, had he reached his potential. Then you had Danny Ainge on the roster, who was an all-star in 1988. You had Cedric Ceballos, who was going to be an all-star in 95, scored 50 points in the game, when 50 points really mattered. And they had Tom Chambers on that roster, who was a 4-time all-star, and as recently as 2 years prior, was an all-star with the Suns. Scored 56 and 60 points in the game. So that's 8 all-star caliber players, or at least potential players, on that Phoenix Suns roster. And the Bulls were able to vanquish them. But somehow, Ramon James, just to be in contention, with already having AD, already having D'Lo on that roster, right? Already having Austin Reeves, and he keep telling us he was an all-star caliber player, right? Remember? So you got all those guys. You still need 3 more all-stars. 3, just to be in contention. What is this mess, man? Balderdash. This is the nonsense they're spewing. How much help does this man need? It's disgusting. But all of this is just to tamp the expectations, because everybody knows the Lakers going to get their ass beaten, the brakes beat off of them. Especially the beginning of the year. They're going to get blown the fuck out. And all these people who was so hell-bent on crapping on Darvin Ham, suddenly gonna make every excuse in the world for JJ Redick, because that's how they program these cockroaches. I'm not gonna say that. That's how these guys are, right? Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Nope. That you can say that about any roster, right? You can go throughout the NBA and say, well, if you had 3 all-stars in this team, all-star caliber players, they're going to be in championship contention. He didn't even say win the title. He said in contention, they need 3 more all-star players. Absurd, man. You give Michael Jordan any year of his career, 3 all-star caliber players, they win the championship. In his rookie year, in 85, when he already had Orlando Woolridge there, right? You give him Jack Sigma. You give him Terry Cummings, and you give him, just thinking, you give him Jack Sigma, Terry Cummings, and you give him Fat Lever, they win the championship that year. And then the next year, and the year after that. I don't give a damn about the Boston Celtics. They would have beaten them. They would have beaten them. Remember, the 86 Celtics could have lost to Houston if Elijah Wan, who they couldn't stop, had some help from Ralph Sampson and Rodney Reed, who had horrible series. And the series still won 6 games. You give Michael Jordan 3 All-Star caliber players, especially if you don't even believe that, which I do think they would have after they won a championship, but they would have at least gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. But if you give Michael Jordan 3 additional All-Star players from 89 onward, they win the championship every fucking single year he's playing. But this guy, he has to have all these super juggernaut teams. So really, what you're saying is he needs an Olympic squad to win. That's what you're saying. You can't be the GOAT, man. No, you cannot be the GOAT. You can't be the best player of all time. And yet you constantly need all this help. They keep telling us he makes everybody around him better, but you constantly need all these players. You constantly need all these super help. Bro, didn't you play with Jason Kidd, who elevated y'all mediocre asses to a point where y'all can get to the finals? Everywhere Jason Kidd went his prime, the team improved. I shouldn't say Richard Jefferson wasn't mediocre, but he was an all-star caliber player himself. Wasn't a superstar, but he was all-star caliber. Jason Kidd had you, Kenyon Martin, Kerry Kittles, who was always hurt, Keith Van Horn, and who was that big man? Todd McCullough and Aaron Williams. And y'all went to the finals 2 years in a row. Give Jason Kidd 3 all-star caliber players who could play defense. And have jump shots. You know what I'm saying? High basketball IQs. Give them those types of players, and they're going to beat the Lakers. They're probably going to beat the Lakers, man. That's how much Jason Kidd elevated the players around him. He's going to help to put them in position to be most effective on the floor and most effective offensively. And he's going to be such a leader. He's going to have their team defense impenetrable. He would have had that team on an entire different level if he actually had all-star level players around him at multiple positions. Jason Kidd never had that in his prime. Not like that. But LeBron, he needs a superstar in every position just to contend. It's unbelievable, man. That's all I got to say about this, man. This is ridiculous, man.